Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are breaking down what is basically the ultimate modern career showdown. We're looking at a really fascinating breakdown of the two most distinct professional paths available to anyone entering the workforce right now. On one hand, you have the time-tested, structured world of corporate stability. And on the other, the wild, highly leveraged, and intensely public frontier of creator freedom. We're going to look at the hard data, the lifestyle trade-offs, and the raw psychological realities of both choices to see which one truly wins out in today's fast-changing global economy. It's going to be a good one.
Okay, let's dive into this. It is absolutely the defining career dilemma of our time. Think about it. Do you take the safe route, climbing a corporate ladder with predictable paychecks and structured life? Or do you take the massive leap into the creator economy, risking early stability for the chance at literally unlimited upside, complete geographic freedom, and total ownership of your work? It's not just a choice of how you make your money anymore. It's fundamentally a choice of how you want to live your entire life.
Section 1. Two paths, two friends. To truly understand the mechanics of this choice, let's look at two completely hypothetical yet highly realistic friends. We'll call them Arjun and Rahul. They both graduated age 22, both from very similar middle-class backgrounds. Their starting lines are totally identical. But right here at graduation, they make drastically different choices. Arjun opts for the traditional white-collar corporate job. Rahul, on the other hand, decides to go all in as a full-time digital content creator, focusing on YouTube, Instagram, and building a personal brand. Let's map out exactly what their lives look like over the next few decades.
So, Arjun's white-collar path follows a very steady, measured progression. In his early 20s, he's an entry-level employee. He's getting a stable, predictable salary and living a highly structured life. As he moves into his late 20s, the promotions start rolling in. His income grows moderately, and his financial stability really solidifies, making it pretty easy to plan for a family or secure a mortgage. By his 30s and 40s, he hits mid-management, then senior walls. He's earning his peak salary, sure, but his responsibilities are incredibly high, his free time has shrunk drastically, and his risk of corporate burnout from endless meetings and quarterly targets is very, very real. Finally, at 50+, his income plateaus as he transitions into traditional retirement planning. It's a linear, predictable, and generally very safe path.
Now contrast that with Rahul's timeline as a content creator. This is a completely different roller coaster. Between 22 and 25, while Arjun is cashing steady paychecks, Rahul is deep in the struggle phase. His income is incredibly low, highly inconsistent, and his daily uncertainty is just through the roof. But look what happens if he survives to his late 20s. His audience grows, and suddenly he unlocks explosive potential and a highly flexible lifestyle. By his 30s and 40s, Rahul isn't just making videos anymore. He's expanding a brand into multiple income streams. He has incredible freedom, he sets his own schedule, and by 50, his brand leverages so well that he can work selectively, focusing on courses, investments, and businesses. It's wild.
Moving right along to Section 2, Money, Growth, and ROI.
And this brilliantly illustrates how effort actually translates into money on these two paths. In a white-collar job, the hidden truth is that you are fundamentally selling your time and your expertise to an employer, and there's a hard ceiling on how much time you have in a day, right? But as a creator, the hidden truth is that you are selling attention, personality, and consistency. You aren't billing by the hour, you are building an audience. And attention, unlike a strict 40-hour work week, can be scaled globally without you having to work extra hours just to reach each new person.
Because of that fundamental difference, their return on effort, or ROI curves, look completely opposite. The white-collar ROI is strictly linear. If you get 10 years of experience, maybe your salary increases 3 to 5 times. Your time invested is always somewhat proportional to the money you earn. The creator ROI curve, however, is exponential. A creator might work for 2 straight years making almost $0, and then boom, one viral piece of content drastically changes their income overnight. Even better, an older video or blog post can continue generating ad revenue or affiliate sales for literally years after it was made.
So the crucial point is this number right here, 1 to 5%. Before we romanticize the creator path too much, we have to acknowledge the harsh reality of success probabilities. While Arjun's white-collar path has a very high probability of yielding a stable, comfortable middle-class life as long as he's disciplined, Rahul's creator path has a statistically low probability of massive success. Only the top 1 to 5% of creators ever earn that massive life-changing income. The vast majority, they struggle for years or they simply quit.
And why exactly do they fail? Well, it's rarely a lack of talent. It's because the creator path is a massive financial and psychological gauntlet.
Creators face severe early income volatility. They are completely dependent on platforms, meaning a single tiny tweak to the almighty algorithm can cut their revenue in half overnight, leading to severe algorithm anxiety. Add in the extreme public pressure, the online criticism, and the fact that you literally must maintain relentless consistency for years before seeing a single dime, it's easy to see why burnout claims so many aspiring creators.
Next up, Section 3, Freedom versus Predictability.
Let's step away from the bank accounts for a minute and look at the actual psychological reality of these choices. Stress exists on both paths for sure, but it takes totally different forms. For Arjun in the corporate world, the stress comes from external hierarchies, boss pressure, company deadlines, and navigating complex office politics, which, as we know, often leads to midlife burnout. For Rahul, the stress is intensely internal and public. He faces massive audience pressure to constantly perform, immense identity risk because his work is so deeply tied to who he is as a person, and ironically, despite having thousands of followers, the daily grind of a solo creator can lead to extreme loneliness.
Their daily routines are just as opposite. The corporate lifestyle gives Arjun a fixed schedule. His weekends are usually truly free, and this predictability makes family planning and social acceptance so much easier. Now, Rahul can work from anywhere in the world on a laptop, enjoying immense creative freedom, but the dark side of that freedom is that there is no true off time. The internet literally never sleeps. This lack of boundaries, combined with early financial instability, can put a real, heavy strain on relationships during those foundational years.
All right, Section 4, the 5-year financial reality. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how clearly it maps out a tortoise and the hare dynamic over a 5-year period. Look at year 1. Arjun has steadily saved up a net worth of 1.8 lakh while Rahul is sitting at exactly 0. Arjun is clearly winning the early game. But look at year 3. Rahul's audience has started to compound, and his monthly income of 75,000 has just eclipsed Arjun's 62,000. And by year 5, the exponential curve takes over completely. Arjun has a very respectable, safe 15 lakh net worth, but Rahul, by combining ads, brand deals, and digital products, has exploded to a net worth of over 45 lakh.
But hold on. We must remember that Rahul's year 5 outcome represents a successful scenario. This data also shows the brutal variance of the creator economy. A failed creator at year 5 might still be making close to absolutely nothing. An average creator might pull in 5 to 15 lakh, which is roughly on par with Arjun's corporate salary anyway. It's only that successful tier that sees the massive 25 lakh to 1 crore plus annual income. The upside is staggering, for sure, but the floor can fall right out from under you.
Which brings us to Section 5, the ultimate hybrid strategy. So if the corporate world limits your wealth, but the creator world is way too volatile, what on earth should you do? Well, the source material concludes that we are actually no longer forced into a binary choice. Because of AI automation, the remote work revolution, and massive economic shifts, the old model of study, get one job, retire is completely obsolete. The safest and most lucrative strategy today is a hybrid approach. It's about merging the stability of the white-collar world with the incredible leverage of the creator economy.
Let's move to and see how this builds into a highly actionable 4-phase roadmap to completely de-risk the creator journey. Phase 1, you keep a stable job to pay the bills and eliminate financial anxiety. Phase 2, you build your content, your personal brand, or your digital business part-time on nights and weekends. Phase 3, you slowly begin to monetize that audience. And Phase 4, you only leave your corporate job once your creator income is truly consistent. You have a massive savings buffer and you have proven your market fit. You get Arjun's safety net while aggressively building Rahul's upside.
Now, to make this hybrid strategy work, you need a strong anchor, a career that is automation resistant and pays well. The data highlights these core fields: AI and technology, because builders and problem solvers will literally always be in demand globally. Healthcare, because human care simply cannot be fully automated. Business and entrepreneurship for scalable ownership. And crucially, skilled trades like electricians and robotics technicians, because at the end of the day, the physical world still desperately needs skilled human hands.
This all culminates in what the source beautifully calls the 3-layer career model for the modern world. Layer 1 is your stable core skill. Whether you are a coder, a designer, or a nurse, this layer pays your daily bills. Layer 2 is your digital leverage. This is your content, your online presence, your personal brand. This layer creates your global opportunities. And finally, Layer 3 is investments and ownership, building businesses, buying real estate, investing in stocks. This layer creates the real generational wealth. The future really belongs to those who don't just pick one path, but who actively stack these layers together.
They secure their downside while aggressively building their upside. So, looking at your own life and your own skill sets, which layer of the 3-layer career model will you focus on building first? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I really hope this helps you map out your own ultimate career strategy.
If you like the video, please like, share, and subscribe.